Are connecting.
Can everyone hear me?
We are recording.
Okay, lots of nods. Excellent. All right, well, welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, my name is Todd, and I'm going to be your host tonight. And you saw briefly there, that was Amelia. She's going to be my partner in crime again. And the two of us are going to take you on a wonderful journey through the Handley website. This series is a three-part series. This is the second installment of the program that looks at the exploring the library through our online presence, our virtual presence. And so, as I just mentioned, tonight is going to be about the website, and there's a lot to get through. There was a lot to get through last time with the catalog, but there's that much and more for the website. So I'm going to get going, but first I'm going to pause, and I'm going to thank iHeartMedia, because they've been super, super terrific in helping us get this program together by sponsoring it and by getting the word out. So iHeartMedia, if you're listening, we love you. Okay, let's get going. We're going to take a look at the website. So I'm going to share my screen. And I want to go to this place right here. There we go. It's a browser. It's actually Chrome. And we're going to get to the website the same way we did last time by typing in HANDLEYREGIONAL, all one word, handleyregional.org. And that brings us to our website. There we are. Okay, I'm going to give you kind of a brief overview, and then I'm going to go into some specific areas, some specific pages of our website. But this is our landing page. This is our main page. So starting from the top, we'll just go from the top to the bottom. You see this great big red banner or horizontal line across the top. This is where we put important announcements. So right now you can see that it's talking about our limited services hours because of our COVID response. And if I were to click on that link, it would take me to a page that explains those. If there are days such as inclement weather days when the library is closed, this is where you would see that. So if you're wondering, hey, is that enough ice, or does the library really need more ice before they close? Come here, look at the red banner, and it will tell you whether we're open or not. It also is going to tell you if we're closed on certain days that maybe some people take off and others don't. For example, we are very respectful of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, but we actually don't close the library for that. President's Day, however, we do. You wouldn't know that unless you came here and looked in the red banner. So that's where you can find important updates like that. If something happens where the library has to close early on a day, that's where it would be. Next banner is that white horizontal line across the top of the page. And you can see that there's our I'm going to say new logo, but I think we've had it a couple years now, maybe. But not near as long as we had wonderful enduring library Lil. But I like this logo too. And what I want to say about this is that if you hit this logo from any of the pages that you end up on, and you want to get back to the landing page, the main page, that's where you can click. Hours and locations, they're right over here in these buttons. So if I hit Bowman, there's the contact information for our Bowman branch, which is off of Tasker Road near Stevens City. Clark County over in Berryville, that's their information, contact information, and their location. And Handley, where I am right now, our downtown branch. And you'll notice that we also list the Stuart Bell Jr. Archives, because while they are in this building, they really operate as their own branch with their own hours. And so we listed those there. So that's everything in that one. And then you have this kind of dark green. By the way, this isn't blue, this is green. I'm observing St. Patrick's Day, just letting you know. This dark green banner right here has links to the various pages that are part of our website under category. So we have the borrow category, the services, the download and stream, so on and so forth. That's one road to our many pages. Down here, moving down the page, you see these hexagonal shapes. These are also links that go to various pages, and then pages have links to other pages. It's really a wonderful maze to explore. These are a little bit more direct, like what I want to do is get a library card. Well, there it is right there. Or I want to print something. There's the printing service. So these are a little bit more direct. These are more and the drop downs kind of guide you through the various categories. And then I'm going to come back up to this horizontal blue bar in just a minute, but this is where we do our searching. We're a little bit familiar with that because we were working with that last week when we did the catalog. I'm going to scroll down first, show you a few things, then come back up. Latest updates can be found here. So there's a lot of interesting things, whatever's new. Like here's this 3-part virtual series, Exploring the Library. Not sure what that is, but if I want to find out more, I can click on that and I can say, yeah, maybe I'll attend that. Looks like it might have something in it for me. So I'm going back to the main page. We've got a few curated lists here. If you're looking for something to watch or to read. And then down here is like a snippet of our calendar showing you what's coming up next, kind of the most recent activities on our calendar. And then if you want to view more, there's a view more button. If you want to sort it by children or even specific ages, adults or families, then you can do that. I'm going to come back to this later. Right now, I'm going to go back up to this blue bar, which is how we search for things, and also has my account, which I want to show you. All right, you may remember from last time, if you want to search something, you have to hit the radio dial, this little button here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to divert for a second. Hold that thought. I want to come down here and show you this guy down here in the corner, if you guys can see where my cursor is. Okay, that, pardon me, is called User Way. And what that does, it enables some various technologies to assist in viewing our website. So I'm going to click on this guy. And you can see we can take control of a few things that might help us have a better user experience. We can change the line height. There's actually a dyslexia-friendly tool here. We can pause animations, change the text spacing, all that kind of thing. I'm going to play with the text a little bit to show you what that would do. So if you keep your eye on the book club here, you can see that it just jumped up in size. I'm going to click again over here on the bigger text, make it even bigger. And I think I can go 2 more clicks. There is, however, a danger in going too large, and that is I'm going to go back up to my hexagonal shapes. Yeah, and they kind of lost some stuff there. But if you need to change the text size for our website, you can do so by hitting this little guy over here and then coming up here. Now, there is one thing that I want to use tonight, and that is the cursor. I want to make my cursor big, so when I start circling stuff, you're more apt to see it. So we'll just do that. We're going to put him away for a second, keep our giant cursor, and come up here. And because it's new, I want to show you the everything search one more time. And I want to show you a specific tool resource that we have on our website that we can get to by searching everything. So I clicked on everything, and I'm going to put in, any of you thinking about maybe going to college soon? Just check. I'm going to put in SAT. And just give it a second for the results to come back. And of course, the search everything, like last time I showed you, it's going to bring back the books and it's going to bring back the articles. And we have several books, but it's also going to bring back this Learning Express resource that we have. And of course, next week I'll be going into the resources much more in depth. But if I click on that, one of the things a lot of people come to the library for is to find help in preparing for tests. So the GED is one of those. The SAT, of course, is one of those. I'll do a search for SAT. You can see that we came up with the math practices and a bunch of those. But it also includes things like not just academically college-bound stuff, but career prep. So I can do, say I want to go in the military and I know I have to take the ASVAB. Oh, actually, it had come right up. There's a whole bunch. There's the 6th edition prep book. There's diagnostic tests that you can take, pre-tests, that sort of thing. And there's also tests in here for nursing. I believe there's tests in here for hairstylists. So a lot of different career areas. So I just kind of wanted to point that out real quick, that is a resource that we have. And I'm going to go back to our website. And show you how to search the website itself. So I'm going to hit the radio button that says website. And let's see, I'm going to search for, well, I had a call today. Someone asked me, how can I find out about volunteering for the library? So I guided them to our website and I said, all you have to do is click on that radio button right there, type in volunteer and hit search. That's going to look at every page on our website and see what matches. And we see right here, volunteer with us is one of the categories. I can click on that. It tells me all about it. And then right here, it says, sometimes the text can be a little small for these active links. You just kind of got to see if when you hover over it, it underlines itself. That means it's a link to another page. So to volunteer, you hit that page there, and shazam, there's a form for you to fill out and submit once you prove that you are indeed not a robot. Okay, let's go back to the main page then. There we are. Okay, I want to show you another new feature of, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I want to show you how to get in my account, because one of the main reasons, one of the main things that people come to our website for is to access their account. So to do that, that's also in this blue horizontal bar. I click on my account. And last time I had you here, we didn't go any further than this, but tonight we're going to go full in. So let me type in this card number here. And we need our PIN number. Everyone should have a PIN number. We're getting a lot of calls here within the last week because our online collection of downloadable ebooks and downloadable books is now requiring both the card number and the PIN number. And a lot of people didn't realize they have them. Each account has one. You may not remember what it is if you need it, but it's a simple call to the library to ask us to reset it. We can't see what it is. All we see are dots, but we can make it whatever you want it to be, and then you can go on your way and access all the wonderful resources that we have. All right, so let me type in the PIN number for that card, and I hit log in, and this is what it looks like when you get into your account. So you've got an account summary, a list of activity on your account. I don't have any saved lists to show you, but you can save lists and you can save searches. I'm going to go back to the summary. There are a few things that I want to show you, just some common things here. Let me start with, actually, let's start with over here on the left, the navigation. Easy login. What's easy login? If you don't like using your card number and your PIN to access your account, you can create an easy username. Your card number and your PIN are still going to work just fine. This is more of a comfort level thing. Just know that if you create a username and password, we're not going to know what it is and we don't have any power to change it. However, we can always do the PIN number, so you won't be locked out of anything. Library PIN, you can change it yourself if you know what your old one was. Here it wants your current one, and then you can change it to something new. We usually suggest 4 numbers works best with our system. That's just been our experience. So maybe when you signed up, you put in somebody's name and the combination of capitals and lowercase, can sometimes cause some difficulties and you want to change it to 4 numbers, you can come in here and do that. Or you can call me or Amelia and we'll do it for you. Okay, contact information, if that changes, we would love to know because we want to be able to get in touch with you. And then, so you just do that and hit save. Back to the summary. Okay, view loans. One of these was supposed to be overdue. I guess we failed in doing that. Yeah, so I chose, just a moment to sidetrack here, go off on a little bit of a rabbit trail. The Handley Regional Library First 100 Years book, I put that in here today because I wanted to tell you that we have a book that we did for our 100-year anniversary that is absolutely fabulous. And we're celebrating actually the anniversary of putting out that book. It is available for loan, for checkout, and it's got some really wonderful stories. Like if you want to read the story about how possibly John Handley donated his or bequeathed all of his money to us because he was really mad at Scranton because they allowed a farmer's market in front of his rich hotel. Where are you going to find that out? Only one place, that book. It's also for sale. I'm not going to push that, just saying. And how would you buy it if you wanted to? Through the website. It's one of the treasures. Okay, and then I also put in H is for Hawk. Why? Because it was a really great read, and I think you should try it. It's a memoir. It's awesome. I won't go into it any more than that, other than to say I did talk about it recently on a podcast because the Handley Library, and you can find it on the website here, has a podcast that we put out, and a lot of the staff come on and they might talk about resources that we have, or they might talk about a book they loved, like this guy talked about that book because it was really awesome. Okay, I wanted to renew it, so I hit renew here. My hand was doing things while my lips were doing something else. I hit renew and cannot be renewed. Okay, well, this demonstration is going south fast. Just know that if you have books that can be renewed, you would want to hit that button right there. All right, enough of that.
Someone might have it on hold.
Huh?
Someone might have it on hold.
They might. We tested it earlier, but you know, testing things early doesn't really
Doesn't
always guarantee anything. I am going to go back to account summary right up here, because this is one reason people do come into the library or call us a lot. Actually, how can I pay my fines through the website? Well, you get into my account, and then you can see we put a fine on here. So I'm going to hit view fines. I'm in account summary, and I'm going to hit view fines. There it is. Now this is where people can get tripped up. I'm going to hit this box. Hey, whatever happened to my big cursor? It seems to have gone away. I'm going to hit this box right here, which is going to highlight my fine. If there were several of them, it would highlight them all, or you can just hit individually the ones you want to pay. Here's the tricky part. See how pay fines became an active link? That's what you have to hit, and it's really small, and a lot of people miss it, but you want to hit that pay fines link right there, and then it brings up the box for your credit card information, and you can pay your fines. Now, I'm not going to pay that fine because it's not a real fine, and I don't want to spend my money on that. All right, let's go back to library. Actually, this is kind of confusing. I did say that if you hit the logo, it takes you back to the main page. That is unless you're in the catalog, which actually is what's above us. So I'm going to hit library home back up here, and it's going to take us back to the main page. Okay, any questions on anything so far? Go ahead and type them in. If not, I'm going to roll on to some other stuff here. I started to mention that we have a new capability in our website, and I want to show you what that is. So don't worry about all the places where I'm going real quick, because I'm going to show you that later. But what I want to do is get to some of our resources. So I'm going to hit Digital Library. And that brings up all of our digital resources. This is what we're going to go into in depth next week. But for the moment, I'm going to narrow it down. Don't worry about all these clicks. I'll come back and do this again later. But what I want to show you is now when you click on visit a resource. So I'm going to do Learning Express, which is the same thing we saw earlier when I did a everything search. And click on that to show you that I will need to enter my 14-digit library card number. That's the number under the barcode, and I would enter it without any spaces between those numbers. And then that PIN number. And then I could log into this resource. Okay, bear that in mind. And go back. And I'm going to choose, I think, Reference Solutions ought to do it. Yeah. Now when I choose Reference Solutions, it also wants me to enter my library card number and PIN number. And it used to be that each time you chose a new resource, you would have to do that. I'm going to, and I think I'll use my own library card here. I'm going to enter the card number and the PIN number. Okay, huzzah. I'm in this resource. Now I'm going to go back out. And I'm going to try again to get into the Learning Express, which also required my library card and my PIN number. It's thinking. It's up here just thinking. There
we go.
And there it is. We're in. So the great news is now our website has the capability, once you log into one of our resources, you can start skipping around between all of them, and you don't have to log in again. With the exception that, remember, we did log into our account up here. That didn't get us into these resources. We have to actually log into one of those to then be able to jump around into the other ones. So that was something I wanted to show you tonight. Okay. How are we doing, Amelia? Does anyone have anything?
Not so far.
I'm going to keep rolling. All right. Sometimes people want to contact the library. And I already showed you that you can contact us by phone right up here with whatever branch you want to call. But there are a couple of other ways to contact us. And I'm just going to move that around a little bit. One of those, let me go back. I'm going to hit the logo there. There we go, back to the main page. One of those is by hitting this hexagon right here, email the librarian. So you just click on that, fill out this form. Again, testify, you are not a robot. And we have staff that are monitoring that email during our open hours, and we will be more than happy to address your concern, your question, or your comment, and get back to you. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. Or maybe you don't like the phone. I'm kind of phonophobic myself. You don't want to wait for an email response. You want something more immediate than that. Well, then you come down here to this right here. Actually, it looks different on the main page, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't look different. The reason it looks different right now is because nobody is logged into it.
Oh, is that right? Okay. This little envelope here is our chat function. I'm going to click it. Seems you've reached us outside our hours. Well, apparently no one stayed late other than Amelia and myself. However, if you were to click on that during our open hours, then it would give you a little box that you could start typing away, and you could be connected to one of our staff immediately. And then we can assist you right through the website, right through the chat function. So just want to make sure that you know that's one way that you can reach us. All right. Let's go back then to the main page. I'm going to go over a couple of our popular services. Up here, speaking of services, I'm going to go up to the service drop-down here for a second. And you can see there's a couple of them that I want to share with you. So I'm up here on services in this green bar. and I'm going to hit interlibrary loan. There are only a few services that our library offers our patrons that come with a cost to you. And that's only when there's some sort of administrative fee that we're going to have to pay that we're passing along to you. This is one of those, but it's fairly inexpensive. It's only $5. And the way an interlibrary loan works is this allows us to find materials that are not in our collection that you may want, that are in the collection of another library system somewhere within the United States. We are limited to the United States, and I think it's just the 48 contiguous states that we can draw from. But there's a lot of library systems within that territory that we can go to for materials. And a lot of people get books, especially if it's a research book, if it's maybe a family book, maybe from an archives or something in another system, and it only, it's only in Missouri, or microfilm. A lot of people get microfilm records from the Library of Virginia through our interlibrary loan system. It can easily be confused with our system of putting things on hold and transferring them from one branch to another. We do have a vehicle, a van that runs from one branch to another, going from Bowman to Berryville to here every workday, not on weekends, bringing our materials. But this is talking about materials that are not in our system at all. If they're available to us, then we can get them and bring them here for you. The loan period for you guys depends on the loan period given to us by the system that we're getting the material from. So they kind of dictate that. All right, I don't want to belabor that too much, but I wanted to make sure you're aware of it. Let's go back to services and suggest a title. Okay, again, maybe our collection does not have the particular item that you're looking for, DVD, book, any of the materials that we carry. You can suggest that we purchase said material to make it part of our collection. Now, there's a few guidelines that our collection developers go by. One is that we don't typically go too back for it, maybe 5 years at the maximum. If it's something in the future, we like it to be kind of within 3 months of being released before you put in the suggested title. However, if you think it's something that you would enjoy, you think it's something that other patrons would enjoy, we would love to have you submit the form. Each collection developer makes their own decisions about that. So even though I said we don't go back very far, if you really want to see if we're willing to do it, go ahead and do that. So you can do it right here on the website. We have forms on our desk, but you don't have to come in. You can come right down here and fill out this form, hit submit. Again, don't be a robot. And we'll go ahead and process that and see if the collection developer will add it. So that's 2 of our services, and then a big service that I want to point out to you, pardon me, just a little tickle. I'm going to go back to our main page here, and I'm going to hit that printing service button. For the longest time, we had pretty much the same printing services that other libraries had. You had to come into our location, sit down at one of our machines, bring up your document or create your document, and then hit print and send it to the desk, and then we would print it for you. Now we've got Print Me, and I'll tell you why we have this new service and basically what it can do. We have it because people kept coming up to our service desk and they kept saying, can I print from my phone? Can I print from my laptop? And we would have to say no, and they're like, you don't have Bluetooth, and we didn't at the time. Well, now we got better than that. Not only can you print from your phone and your laptop and any device you want to, and still print from our machines if you want to, you can basically get on your laptop or your desktop at home, do all the work to get the print ready, and then you're given a code, and you bring that into the library, punch it into a kiosk, The next thing you know, you're holding your prints. Now, you might wonder, well, how does that process work? Well, one of our staff members, who goes by the name of Amelia, created a video, which is right here. And I'm not going to play it, though I'm tempted to. Much rather listen to her than myself. But you can hit that video, and she explains it step by step how to do your print from home. And then we also have the prices there and some text if people prefer that. Okay, so I wanted to point out you can print from home on our website. All right. Programs and events are one thing that people are keenly interested in. I think we've been doing a pretty good job, if I might pat the library on the back, about bringing a variety of interesting programs to our community. And so a lot of people are checking to see, hey, what's coming up next? So let me show you a couple ways you can look at that. I'm going to go back to our main page here. There are a couple ways to get to our calendar. One of those is to come up here to programs and events. And when I hover over that, the drop down comes down. We've got them listed by age here. We've got them listed by location here. We've got some featured ones. Graphic novels are something that's new, so we've kind of featuring that. And then we're really trying to get word out about our brown bag with books. That used to be out of Clark County. It's still their program, but now it's virtual, so it's a lot easier for people to attend. So we've listed that there. But if you really want to see everything in a calendar view, that's how I like to look at things. Then over here, come back, is all events in the calendar. So I'm going to click on that. And then there you have it. You can do upcoming. You can do it by month. And you can do it by week. I like the month view because I like to see as much as possible all at once. And you can see that here on the 17th, we've got this program called Exploring the Library. And if you're noticing, when I hover over it, I'm going to go off of it, going to come over and hover on it, that over here, information about it pops up without you ever having to click. So we can get the date, we can get the time, we can get a brief overview of what it's about, even tells us the waiting list, you know, and that registration is required. And all that's just by hovering over. Now this one popped up on the other side of the page, hovering over the title. And then if you want to click on it, you can, and you'll go into the page that you all should be familiar with because that's how you registered for this program. That's one way to see upcoming events. Another way to do it, you can see that we have things divided in kids and teens. I'm not going to go into that because I don't know that a lot of our attendees tonight that's what they're interested in, though I could type it in the chat if you want me to. But I'm going to go over here to adults. So if I hit the hexagon that says adults, it comes up with this page. And the thing I wanted to show you is that there's one more click. Programs for adults. This is a brand new page, like not even 2 weeks old now. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to show you what's going on right now, kind of the headliners, if you would. So here's the series that we're doing. Right now, Friends is sponsoring this series, the Third Thursday Outdoor Series, which is going to carry on, my understanding, right through the summer. So they've done, right now, I think the next one is going to be climbing. One of our residents of this area actually had a climbing school in Seneca Rocks, and he's going to be talking about that. That's really cool. And they're going to do bicycling next week and then on from there. Here's that book club that I talked about if you want to be a part of that. And then the graphic novel book club if you really want to dive into something new and interesting. And then, of course, here's a quick snapshot. And if I hit view more, it's going to bring up, I think it's going to bring up basically everything that was in that calendar view. Yeah, it's going to go back to that page. Okay, so that's kind of some ways you can find out about events. Also, you can take a look at our blog entries because when we're doing something exciting, we like to talk about it. So here again, graphic novels, exploring the library, book club. You can view all. Now we're looking at all the blogs. So now we've kind of gotten beyond just events. We still have the events, like here's Catch a Leprechaun story time for our kids. But we also like to talk about our resources. Like here's the new online search improves access to digital and physical materials. That's talking about that everything search that we looked at. Or just something that was interesting to one of our staff members. So one of our information services staff, Lisa, put this one together. This blog is for the birds, and I believe she's blogging about the bird count that was here in this area recently, if people wanted to participate in that. And a lot of times what we include are some of the books that we have about whatever the topic is of the blog. And then a lot of times I'm kind of searching here. Yeah, you can see that was underlined. DVDs, those links will take you to show you even more. And I think one of these, if you wanted to sign up for the bird count, was a link to that. Okay, so that's both events that are happening as well as a little bit of some of the stuff that we blog about. All right, going back to the main page and looking at my notes to see what else we might want to talk about. All right, I'm going to talk about this at length next Wednesday, but I just want to show you how to get to some places, maybe tell you briefly about our materials and our resources that you can access through the website. So I'm going to go to archives first. One of the exciting things about our library is that we have an excellent archives department. People come from all over the country, even all over the world, to take a look at what we have. So our archives has ephemera, as well as documentation from some of the earliest years of Frederick County, which included back at that time Warren and Clark, I think Shenandoah and others, some of the West Virginia counties as well. So we have a lot of stuff. And so we have resources to help you access that stuff. So let me first go into genealogy and history databases, which you can see these arrows here. If you can see where my cursor is, I'm going to click on that. That's an active link. And here are some of the databases that our archives department has. Digital newspaper archives. So the newspapers from the earliest periods in Winchester are digitized and available for you to peruse in our archives department. Of course, the Winchester Star, going all the way back. And then here recently, our paper copies actually go down there. So there'll be, I don't know, maybe a year or so of the actual paper copies until they all get put on microfilm. And then we have the microfilm copies that can be searched. Ancestry. Oh, I forgot to show you something. Of course, it's gone away March 31st. We were granted access to Ancestry from home during our COVID response. This link doesn't get you there. Am I still signed into my account? I am. So I went back to my account, which is at the top of the page. This link right here on your summary page, account summary, that will take you directly to Ancestry, even from your home. But you only have through March 31st. So if you want to take advantage of it, you need to do so quickly. Now I'm going to go back to the archives page. Normally, we have this link right here, which is only accessible at one of our locations. So you're going to have to come into one of our branches to use this resource. The other ones you can do from home, but Ancestry, not so much. Fold 3 is military records. Heritage Quest is a lot, I mean, you can read right here, it goes back to the Revolutionary War in terms of records that are kept in that. The Stuart Bell Jr. Archives digital collection. I'm not going to go into it very much. I am going to click on it, I think, though. Just to show you, we've got like account books from the 1700s, and written in cursive, of course, because That was the way to write back then. But you can look at those. They've been digitized. I'm not going to stay there real long. I do want to show you Past Perfect. If you're not familiar with Past Perfect, it's pretty awesome. It contains, where's the number? Maybe the number was back there. I know I'm clicking around a lot. 22,000 photographs have been digitized and put in this collection, and we're adding more all the time, especially as we discover them. If someone finds something in their, their family's papers or whatnot, and there's a photograph and they let us know, we'll digitize it and we'll add it to this database. So you can actually just go in. I'm going to do keyword search real quick here. You can see that I was playing around with it earlier, and I entered in fire hall because I was just in the mood. Come on. It's thinking about it. I was in the mood. Oh, okay, there we go. Old Jake. You guys know who Old Jake is? Yeah, he's on top of Rouse Fire Hall. So we've got photographs of him. And just a lot of really cool old stuff there. So if you're doing a research project or you just want to kind of visit the past, this is a great resource to do that. So that was Past Perfect. Okay, now other resources. Let me go back to the main page. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hit Digital Library. I won't go into it because we're going to spend the whole time here next week. But here's all the resources that we have available to you through the web, access through the website. It's everything from homework help to legal assistance to language learning to downloadable books and ebooks. To reader's advisory. There's just a lot there. Now, a couple of them that I do want to show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you Niche Academy because I think it's actually pertinent to what we're doing tonight. I'm going to visit that resource. This is Niche Academy that I went into.
And you should show them the link on the side of the page too, the tutorials link.
When I go back to the main page?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so help me to find that.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to show you this one because these are videos about stuff at the library. So for example, you want to know how to use consumer reports? We've got a video tutorial on that. Congressional Quarterly Researcher, Hoopla, downloadable audiobooks and ebooks. We've got a guidance on that by video. Here's fold 3 that we were just talking about. And there's even one, how to Zoom. I take it you know how to do that. You're here with me. But if you didn't, we got a video on it. And then one other, where is it? I know I pointed it out before, but there's Amelia's Print Me, if you want to know how to use our Print Me service. So that's Niche Academy, which is different from, oh, wait, you said show them the link on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back.
Mm-hmm. On the right side.
It's on the right side. Okay, I got to move everyone's wonderful faces over here. There we go. Okay, and that's on every page, right,
Mm-hmm.
Amelia?
Yeah.
Okay, on each page of our website, there's this tutorial button. So you actually don't even have to navigate to Niche Academy. You can just hit tutorial here. I'm going to hit that little arrow. And bing, bada, boom, there's all those video tutorials to help you to use our technology and to use our equipment. Okay, and then I can hit close, and it will go away. Speaking of videos, we also have, where is it? Universal Class. And I'm going to click on that one. And it's going to want me to log in. And I discovered earlier that I had trouble doing that. So through magic, I'm going to click on another tab. Oh no, I've logged off.
No.
Well, there went that plan. What I was going to show you is all these wonderful categories of thousands of videos that they're classes you can take. So you can actually get like continuing education credits if you go through the whole course and take the test. Or like me, if you just kind of want to learn cool stuff, you can just watch the videos and absorb what you want. But it's on everything from craft making to, oh gosh, I wish I could remember some of the categories. There's so many of them. Health things. Well, that's for next week. We'll go into it. Okay, let me go back. And any questions or anything yet?
Not so far.
Not so far? Okay.
Maybe bring up the chat again. Just like let them know about the chat.
The chat over here?
Yeah.
Yes. Amelia's saying it's worth bearing repeating that that we have the chat function right over here in this corner that you can click on and talk to us.
Oh, no, I meant like they can use the Zoom chat if they have questions.
Oh. What Amelia really meant to say is don't forget that you can use the chat button if you have a question. While you do that, maybe as exciting and as fun as exploring our website is, you don't want to come in and go from page to page. You want us to come to you. We can do that. There's a couple ways we can do that. Let me go back to our main page again, though I think you can do it from any page. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Right here, stay in touch, receive occasional emails about library news and events. So you want what's going on at the library to come to your email box? All you have to do is sign up right there. That's at the bottom of the main page. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to skip this for a second. I'm going to come back to it. And just come back down here. It says send me updates on these topics. So library updates and programs. BookMatch is where you tell us what kind of thing you're interested in reading, and we tell you some cool books you might want to check out. It's actually a staff member that does that. And I can show you how to get to that through the website, but you can sign up for it. Programs and services. And here's that podcast again. Again, the podcast you can get to through the website. I'll show you how to do that. But you can also have each podcast sent to you. So I strongly suggest clicking all of those boxes and having them arrive in your email. All right. And all you would do is just fill out this form. Again, say I'm not a robot, and then subscribe comes up. All right, let me show you this right here. A lot of people are looking for that next read. And so it would be helpful if they could know what's arrived new at the library. And I showed you last week that there's a couple ways to do that. You could look at the Book River by hitting the catalog with nothing in the search bar, and it brings up those sequential books or DVDs or whatever you're interested in. Or you could do a search, like if you're interested in the newest DVDs, you could type in DVD, remember all that, and apply the filters from the left. Or you can come over here and find the thing that you're interested in, like maybe it's Christian fiction or biography or memoir, or maybe it's romance, or maybe it's graphic novels. Because I'm going to click on that. If I remember correctly, I thought I could go into it. Yeah, when I click on it, it tells me what is this list. And they come out, some of them monthly, some of them every other month, but they come out fairly often. So this tells you about it. You can read a quick summary, and then you can go view the latest issue. And the reason I'm picking this one is because Amelia put this one together. This is hers.
No.
Yeah. What other one do you do?
Science fiction and fantasy.
And what you can do is if you click on this title, here we are right in the catalog. And then you can, if it's out, you can place a hold on it, or actually if you're at home, place a hold on it so you can come get it. So let me go back to here. There's Amelia's list. You do science fiction and fantasy?
It's actually fantasy and science fiction.
Oh, fantasy and science fiction.
Yeah,
Okay, so Amelia does a couple of them. So we got some really great ones to choose from, and if you can't decide, click subscribe to them all, and you'll get all of our recent editions coming to your email. We'll just crowd your inbox to no end. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. We've already talked about those couple things. Let's talk about getting. Let's do the book match because I just mentioned that. So I'm just going back to the main page, which actually I think is what I'm on right now. And I'm going to hit adults again. There's a couple services on here that are really cool. One of those, actually there's a couple of these I want to share with you. The next reads is what I just showed you. That's just a different road to Rome. It's going to take us right back to those same lists that we were looking at. However, BookMatch, if you click on this, so I went to the adults hexagon, then to BookMatch. I clicked it, it's just loading. It's another form for you to fill out. But here you tell us, what do you want? Maybe you want just audiobooks or print books, and tell us what the category is. Is it adult, teen, or child? What are you in the mood to read next? Maybe it's space opera mysteries with lots of romance and heartache. Put that in there. And one of our staff, and then tell us what you don't like. Like me, I would say I don't like really complex plots that I can't follow with so many characters I can't remember who they are. Not really. A lot of people will put, don't give us the ushy-gushy romances, or the steamy hot ones. So that's what that is. And then this actually is, what did you enjoy recently? A lot of times we can tell a lot about what you like from what you read and liked. And then a staff member will actually get to work on providing you a list of some choices that we hope, at least a couple of them, you really find delightful. And remember, if it's science fiction, I'm going to give it to Amelia because she's going to give you some really good choices. Okay, let me go back one. That was BookMatch. Community resources. I'm going to click on that. One of the things we want to do as a library, of course, the library is all about providing you the best, most accurate information or sources of information, whether that's in a material like a book or whether it's in a database like the ones that we saw that Archives has. The other thing that we want to do in terms of accurate information is connect you to the resources in our community. So we've started collecting a list, and a lot of these are community organizations that we've partnered with in one way or another at one time or another. So I'm going to scroll down. That map is showing where they all are. But we've got everything from the AARP tax aid that's offered free typically every tax season. We've got Blue Ridge Legal Services, which is either free or discounted legal services. Sometimes people need that. We've got CCAP. Suppose you have an old book at home and the binding's broke, but it's either a family heirloom, or maybe it's just really really old and valuable, and you want to get it repaired. These guys, Cattail Run Bookbinding Services, that's who you need to be connected to, and we can do that. We've got their address, we've got their phone number. Maybe you've walked outside and a baby robin is out of its nest. What do? You call Blue Ridge Wildlife Center. We've got their information, we've got a link to their website, and of course we've got their address and their phone number. And it goes on from there. We've got everything from literacy volunteers to Sinclair Health Clinic. Back before COVID, each fall we had a health fair that you may or may not be aware of, and the cornerstone of that health fair were flu shots given out by Sinclair. So they're one of our community partners.
Just a time warning, we're at 5 minutes.
5 minutes till. So I'm going to stop talking about this and I'm going to look at my cheat sheet to see what else I wanted to talk about. Actually, we're pretty much there. I'm going to show you one more time our ebooks and our audiobooks. So up here, again, in the horizontal bar that's green, of course, plenty of roads to roam. You can find it going through here too. Download and stream. Go to audiobooks and ebooks. Oh, actually, did you guys see that? Let me go back again. Podcast. You want to look at our podcast? There they are. I got time to click on it. I got 4 minutes. I can cover a lot of ground. Oh, it's going to start automatically. Yeah, so here's the hiking series talk. The same people that did that program for Friends are actually being interviewed by Matt, who does our publicity and who does this podcast. Here's this guy named Todd talking about this book called H is for Hawk that I was mentioning earlier. Here's Amelia talking about graphic. No, that actually wasn't you, was it?
No, that was Mandy.
That was Mandy.
The science fiction one.
Amelia did the science fiction one. So we've got a lot of cool podcasts there. Okay, going back up to download and stream, but this time going to audiobooks and ebooks. And I'm going to scroll down. We've got 2 sources. We've got Blue Ridge Download Consortium. And you might remember from last week that if I go into that, I guess I'll go ahead and click and go into that. We still got 2 whole minutes. That these materials check into and out of the library just like an actual material does. So you put it on hold if it's already out. And we have downloadable ebooks and we have audiobooks there. There are apps to get it on your device. There's an app to get it on your Apple device. There's an app to get it on your what am I trying to say? I can't think of it right now. On your Kindle, and then I'll think of it later. Okay, then we also have Hoopla. What's great about Hoopla is anything that's here is available instantly for you. You're limited to 3 per month, but you can check it out and have it no matter what it is immediately. So that's worth checking out. That's really great for audiobooks. Let me go back. One thing I didn't mention about Blue Ridge Download Consortium is now we have magazines in there. So that's a new resource. RB Digital, ignore. It used to have our magazines. It used to have some of our downloadable books, and it's going away the end of this month. So we're really just going to be left with Hoopla and Blue Ridge. And finish line. Did I go too fast? That was a lot of information, wasn't it? Do you guys have any question about any of it?
Should I go ahead and unmute folks, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, go ahead and unmute everybody.
Okay.
Amelia's unmuting you now. There we go. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Well, no, I'll keep it up in case I need to go anywhere. Were there any questions about anything? I know I hit a lot of stuff, and I hit it pretty fast. Okay, well, like I said, we're going to make a video of it. So I now pass that link on to you. So if anyone wants to go back and review and find that spot for that thing that they wanted to know more about or to try out, you'll have that.
That's great. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for coming back. And for those of you who joined us for the first time, thank you for being a part of this. And we got one more to go. I got a little bit into the resources, some of those databases, and we're going to dive into them a little deeper next time. So,
Great.
next Wednesday. Okay.
Thank you.
On that, everybody have a great night.